Hey, church, it's Pastor Sarah and my lovely assistant, Andy. And we are here to share with you one of my favorite hymns. We're in the My Favorite Hymn series, and I want to share with you a hymn. It's number 437 in the hymnal. It's called This Is My Song. Now, when we get to the music part, it may sound a little bit familiar to you because our video editor, Will Pritchard, just did his favorite his favorite hymn video based on this particular tune. It's called Finlandia. He was talking about a hymn called Be Still My Soul, which is absolutely beautiful. And as he talked about it, and then as he played it on his brass instruments, I thought, I love that melody too. And that's one of my favorite hymns, but with a different set of words. So I want to tell you just a teeny bit about the history of my favorite hymn, and then I'm going to sing it for you. So the melody, or the song that Will played for you and that Andy's going to play for you, was written by Jan Sibelius in 1899. He was a Finnish composer, and thus the title of the tune name is Finlandia, and he intended it as a patriotic hymn of love for his own country. But right around 1899, that is when Tsar Nicholas III took over Finland, and patriotic songs were not allowed. And so the song kind of went into hiding. It went undercover, and it wasn't allowed to be performed, at least under that name. Well, much later on, between the two world wars, a gentleman from Hawaii, actually, whose name was Lloyd Stone, wrote a couple of verses to this hymn to make it a patriotic song that could be sung by someone of any nation, of any land, honoring not only their own native homeland, but also the lands of others. And so the first two verses are written by Lloyd Stone, and they share that kind of patriotism, love of country that's not exclusive or nationalistic, but love of one's homeland and love of every homeland. I really love these verses. I've not been to a lot of different countries, but I've met people from a lot of different countries and have come to love and respect them. And so I really love how this hymn helps me honor my own land of origin, as well as those of my friends and my neighbors. The third verse was added much later by a woman named Georgia Harkness. Now, if you're not familiar with the name Georgia Harkness, you should be. She's a very famous Methodist theologian. She was one of the first Methodist women ever ordained, which I find very cool. And she was the first Methodist theology professor in the whole United States. And she was a professor at my seminary, Garrett Evangelical. So Georgia Harkness wrote the third verse to expand the hymn from just a hymn of patriotism and love of country to a prayer. And so when we get to the third verse, I want you to hear how the patriotic hymn becomes a prayer to God, and that will be our closing prayer for the devotion. All right, it's 437 if you want to follow along. Ready? Mm-hmm. Okay. This is my song, O God of all the nations. A song of peace for lands afar and wide. This is my home, the country where my heart is. Here are my Amen. Amen.